we're still... Can you hear me, Brandon? Since you're here, or maybe you're not, because it says nobody's watching. But if there's anybody there, is my audio at least clear? If my video is all... I mean, I don't see my face moving. I see frozen screens. And so I have no idea what people out there are perceiving. And Brandon, if you're with me, or just want to tell me what you're experiencing on YouTube. In my software, everything is normal. But when I go onto YouTube to see what's feeding, and so I can monitor the chat, all I see is one of those circles, meaning that you don't have it all loaded. So I have no idea what anybody watching this is experiencing. So there is a chat there, and that is how I will be able to get any feedback from anybody out there if they would like to share. Excuse me. And if I could have I really would like to get this discussion. I don't want a monologue, because if I'm going to do a monologue, I could just make a video. I really want to try to start engaging people where we feed each other, and not just test our wit. So I've seen some chats, and then other chats are just who can say the funniest thing or whatever, and seems that often the topics sometimes get ignored, and I feel that I just really would like us to start coordinating and creating a greater coherence. There's a gray area between chaos and coherence, and so I wouldn't say we're quite chaotic, but coherent, no, we're not there. And without the coherence, it's kind of hard to get that spiral, that vortex going. That is how the sacred geometry of anything works. Whether it's your whether it's your spirit, your body. There's also kind of sacred geometrical configurations that allow all this to happen. And in many ways, that the kind of coherence that we might want to find as a community is allowing us almost like the individuality of different shapes, which is important, but building them into something that assembles into something greater, where there's synergy from the parts. I'm going to roll a cigarette here. So, I don't know, I see one person is watching. Hey, you want to just say, hey, so I know who's watching? Coming in on and off. All right, thank you, Brandon. I mean, if there's I don't know, I would certainly stream at a less, I wonder if I can do streaming change in the middle of things. Output. No, I would say that in the middle of everything, nothing's going to change. I really don't have anything set too high. Didn't go for like a super fancy, uber crisp kind of setting. Just went for a good old-fashioned, 720. And, but I think part of this is, there's an upload, and the upload, I have decent download, but my upload is under a megabyte, and that could be part of what's going on here. But I will continue to talk, and obviously, if it is that broken up, I wonder if I just kind of change over and don't use my, let me try that for a second. And I just want to see, I'm going to put on a different screen and see if that doesn't create less of a problem there. Oh, I got 3 people. That's very nice. So I'm doing some on-the-fly adjustments here, trying to at least make sure that even if you can't see me, that things would work. But then we'll put up that. I kind of just get all my cameras off for a second and just see. I really right now I'm also typing into the chat because it might be the only way that I can get out a coherent word. This is my very first stream, and apparently there's a learning curve. So anybody, oh boy. I'm really trying to make this work. But seeing my image frozen is not very comforting. So I'd love to talk to anybody, and the only way I'm going to hear you if you put something into the chat. Well, Brandon, if you could, it's great to have you here. So I put that in the chat. I have a feeling you're the only person that I still have here. Well, this stream, I don't see it getting better. So I will stop for a while if I can get it. I'm going to keep on, I'll make a few other tries. Anyway. And because OBS is supposed to work fine with YouTube. Anyway. So I'm going to say goodbye for now and try and see if I can't get something going. Obviously, Hangouts don't always start on time. Although I'd like to think this is much more important than a Hangout. Hey, so I went in, I'm tweaking all kinds of things and trying to get this to work. So I think I'm going to have to remove this video because I don't know. And what's my, okay, it says good, oh. I'm going to guess, it's funny, the good, I can't tell, I'm red-green colorblind, so I can't tell whether this is a good or a bad stream because they use red and green. So I have to look and see if I can't. That looks green to me. Oh, man. So, I'm keep on trying to fix it. I see I have somebody come back, that's why I started speaking again. But I'm still waiting for my camera to kick on. I should be showing. Not sure why I'm not. And I mean, I've tried all kinds of things. I switched over more of the computing to my processor because I had the room for it. I also put this on a delay, so anything I'm saying you're hearing me 8 seconds later, and I'm hoping that allows. Look at this. Oh, this is terrible. This is really well. I'm typing into the chat. So anyway, I'm sorry this is not working out quite so well. I'm quite sure I'll get it figured out, and I will keep at this. This is not something to put off. I just thought Friday night might be a good night to start this discussion. I have a feeling this is going to turn into a very, very large discussion, because it really kind of goes across all of the concerns I feel we have as an alternative community. Is that we have a world that is seriously screwed up, and government is not going to fix it. Okay, this is not about government fix it. It's we're going to fix it, and I really feel the United States is very well set up for this situation because of our Constitution, which is always there to reclaim. This is really funny. I'm watching myself from minutes ago, so I have no idea what people are seeing or whatever. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, here you find, can't see you, only picture. Okay, so everybody can hear me. That's all that matters to me, because what I'm saying is far more important than you watching me smoke a cigarette. So our community is trying to do things differently. We're trying to do news differently. We're trying to do everything more humanly, a little less, with a little less of a tight sphincter, just a little more. Really, it's about human. And so I see us dragging certain behaviors from, let's call it the matrix, into this world. And one of those things I feel is sensationalism, in trying to put up, headlines or claims that will get you eyes. And I think that starts to hurt our credibility, because basically what happens is we're really doing little more than following the modus operandi of all the media. And one of the reasons we realize it's good to do that is because we've been programmed to respond that way. And we're not going to break our programming by continuing the same programming and kind of reactive behaviors. I mean, really, that kind of sensationalism to grab eyes, and where exactitude or truth not necessarily be damned, but can be bruised if it gets me eyes. And so that and then the more sensationalism, words like important, words like alert, emergency. You know something? We are battling a mainstream media that will very rarely tells us the truth. So if we're going to be the alternative to that, we're going to have to be really clean and truthful about how we do our new media. And we're going to have to break the patterns. I mean, a big part of it isn't so much that your headlines. Who are you? When people come to you, do they know that they can generally depend on you giving them the best truth that you can have allowed? Now, Richard Dolan wrote this beautiful piece on Project Avalon. Or I don't know if he wrote it. It's on his. Matter of fact, I'm gonna copy the link location, and I'm gonna put it in the chat here so that people can see this. This is I really consider this to be a really important. Look for it in the chat. It'll be coming right now. There it is. And okay, some people are saying I should probably do a restart. If that is still your counsel, I might do that, but I want to just kind of finish this thought a little bit. So so what I was trying to say is, with all of this, I mean, especially some of these, I don't know, the Cobra types, I'll call them. All right, and where this, this is going to happen. This is, event. And what happens if we have a real event? Okay, I have bad. Please use a keyframe frequency of, okay. All right. I'm going to stop this for a second. Oh, I'm still streaming? Oh, I thought I had stopped it. Jesus. Anyway, let me come back and see whether or not any of my... I got nobody watching me. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. All right, well, I will talk for just a little bit longer because I can't seem to get a good contact here, and it might have to do with my internet. I have no problem with Zoom and Skype. I always have plenty of bandwidth, but for some Hey, I did so. I did a reboot, at least of the session, and yeah, it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I don't know why it requires so much. I mean, Skype is a bit of a resource pig, and I don't really have problems with that. So, oh geez, I guess I'm just gonna have to try another software. So anyway, this didn't work. Thank you for the suggestions. Thank you for bearing with me. And I will try this. I'm going to try this again. If I do it tomorrow night, I have to be late. I do have rehearsal. And boy, I can't wait. We're breaking in a new drummer. And I can't wait to get where the songs sound like we can really make them sound. And start sharing that. Because that's a big part of where I want to go. Arts are really important to our new movement, and it's really important. I forget who said it, but I agree with it, that politics is downstream from culture. Currently, modern culture, in my opinion, is shit. So the politics that's downstream from that culture is shit. And so for